In this session, we're going to learn how and why to create an opt-in landing page for your website and your business. We're now moving into the tactics of successful online marketing. And you must first learn the basics of good marketing if you're going to succeed selling information and coaching online. Success in business, in my opinion, is about what's called optimization. Okay, now that's a big fancy word, optimization. Sounds very abstract, but you're going to hear me using it more and more in this program, so I'd like to define it so we both know what it means. Optimization is about getting everything you can out of the time, effort, and energy that you put in. It's about tweaking and fine-tuning and finding efficiencies. It's literally about squeezing every possible bit of value out of all of the time, effort, and energy that you invest in your business, and getting the highest return on all of the value that you create for your customers. Now, it's very important as you build your information business that you focus on optimizing every single part of it, that you take out your magnifying glass and you look at each piece to make sure that it's doing the best job that it can. Ultimately, what we're doing here is we're building a big machine that will get people to come to your website, to opt into your email list, to read your follow-up newsletters, to buy your products, to buy more of your products, to tell other people about your products. And all of these pieces have to function correctly. So what we do is we set one of them up, we get it running, we test it out, and then we tweak it and we optimize it and we make it a little bit better. Now, we put all this energy and all this focus on optimizing and tweaking and tuning and getting the most out of everything that we do because we're doing something here that's kind of theoretically impossible. Okay, if you're familiar with perpetual motion, right, the concept in science of perpetual motion, then you know that it's really impossible. Okay, you can't create something that runs on no energy. Okay, now maybe theoretically there are a couple of ways that this is possible. Maybe fusion or something can get us perpetual motion and energy from nothing. Again, theoretically. But in business, what we're trying to do is we're trying to put a certain amount of energy in, our time, our work, our brain, our money, and we're trying to get more out. Okay, so this is actually more of a challenge than most people think. So first of all, you're doing something that's challenging as it is, right? Trying to get a return on your investment, get more out than you're putting in. But even bigger challenge, most of us show up with a mindset that we get from the job world. Okay, so we show up to our business bringing with us the baggage of the mentality that we had when we were working in a job. So the job mentality is show up, do your work, and get a paycheck. Okay, so when you're working in a job, what most people do is they get used to showing up and doing their work and then getting a paycheck, and they think that's just the way it's supposed to work. I do the work, and somebody should pay me. And there are all kinds of games, of course, that employees play and, what have you. But the point is that in a job, someone else, okay, the owner of the business, is worrying about optimizing and optimization. And they're worried about making sure that the opt-in page works and that the traffic is coming in and that the products are good and doing the marketing and taking all of the risk. Well, when you start your own business, okay, everything's different. You are now the one that's responsible for all these things, and you quickly learn that it's not like the job world. You don't show up, do a little bit of work, and then you automatically get paid. Okay? In the job world, if you show up and do just an okay job, in most cases, you still get your full paycheck. So you can do a not too good job, you'll still get your paycheck. You can do a great job, you'll still get your paycheck. And if you do a really good job, hey, maybe you can increase your paycheck a little bit. Well, in business, right, that's all gone, especially when you're doing marketing of information products online. When you're marketing your own stuff online, you literally earn every dollar. Okay? And every part of the business that you don't optimize equals lost sales and lost income to you. And as you start to build your business, you'll realize that people don't just show up to your website, and because you have a website, they give you money, okay, like in the job world. You realize that you have to do something that works every time. Okay? Every single piece of your business has to work. And if it doesn't work, then the business is broken and you don't make any money. So what this all results in, as you start to build your business, is you start doing everything you can to make sure that you get the highest return on all of your effort, work, money, and time invested. So I want you to remember that you're not going to get paid for showing up anymore. People aren't going to pay you and give you money just because you know the solution to their problem, or just because you have a website up that says buy my product or buy my coaching and I'll help you solve your problem. You have to do it right. You have to hit the nail on the head. You have to hit the bullseye. You have to communicate in a way that motivates them. Okay, so now that we have the mindset of optimization, we're going to start with one of the most important parts of the business to optimize, and that is your landing page. And the landing page is the first page that someone sees when they come to your website. And as we're building an information business, what we're going to do is we're going to build a landing page or an opt-in page that has a headline and some bullets or maybe a video that allows someone to opt in, to enter their name and email address. And then this is connected to an email marketing system, which we'll learn more about in the future so you can follow up. And then this ultimately builds a relationship with each prospective customer rather than just trying to sell them. Okay, so we're building a whole system here, but it starts with the opt-in page. Now, an important question you might ask is, why would we ask someone to opt in and give us their email address on the first visit? Okay, why are we asking them to do it the first time they visit our website? And the answer is because this is optimal. This is the way to optimize your business. This is where you get the most leverage. In my business, when I first started selling information products online, I wrote a book of dating advice called Double Your Dating. And originally when I sold the book, you'd come to the website and there was a sales letter and then you could buy it. And that was it. There was no opt-in, there was no landing page, there was no email list, there was none of that. And one day my good friend Dean Jackson, who's the one that originally showed me the whole online information marketing ebook model, he came over and we built this opt-in landing page, and we came up with this whole formula for a series of follow-up newsletters. And what happened was really interesting. When I put up the landing page, the opt-in page, and someone who came to my website, they couldn't come inside, and they couldn't see all of the content, they couldn't buy my product until they opted in, about 80% of visitors left without opting in, and obviously without buying, right? They were sent away. But what also happened is my business started to grow dramatically. So when I do my back of the envelope math and I estimate, I think that our business is probably something like 5 to 10 times as big as it would be without the email list and without the opt-in page, because without them we wouldn't be able to follow up with people over and over and over and build a relationship and offer more value and build trust and ultimately have people buy throughout their relationship with us. It's interesting, when people would come to work in my company several years ago when we first started using opt-in landing pages, they would look at the opt-in landing page and they would look at the numbers and they would say, oh my God, 80% of people that come to our website are leaving without even coming inside. That's horrible. How do we stop that? And they all wanted to remove the landing page. And of course I would show them the numbers and show them how it played out, and they would say, oh, I see. Even though we're only getting 20% of the people to give us their name and email, because we're following up with them for weeks and months and years on the back end, we're actually selling a lot more. Okay, so this is a great example of optimization. So the bottom line here is, I love opt-in landing pages, and I recommend that you build one as soon as possible and start using it. Now what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you a couple of simple designs of landing pages that I've used that have worked very, very, very well. In fact, these are kind of the basis for almost all of the landing pages that we build. They're very simple, Okay? Once you've mastered these, you can go on and build more complex landing pages. If you'd like to build more complex opt-in pages or landing pages that have content or that are optimized for search engine optimization, you can go on and do that later. What we're going to do right now is we're going to build a simple, basic landing page. We're going to integrate some of the simple design lessons that we've learned so that you can see how they actually work in an opt-in landing page design. So to begin with, let me show you two opt-in landing pages. The first one is my most famous opt-in landing page that we've used for many years on our Double Your Dating website. And as you can see, this one has a headline, some simple text bullets, and then an opt-in box. The second one is a variation. This is a video landing page. So as you can see, there's a video on the top, then there's a headline, and then there's a little bit of copy and an opt-in box. Okay, so I recommend that you choose one of these styles of landing page to start with. And they're actually basically just two variations on a fundamental underlying architecture, which you'll learn about here in a moment. Okay, so it's really important. I'm going to put these two landing pages up for you to look at as I talk about them. Okay, and it's not important that you see the detail. In fact, we're kind of zoomed out here so that you can kind of see the design itself without paying attention to the content. Okay, so design matters. Okay, design matters. And I want to point to a couple of principles here that we're going to be using. The first one is what's called visual hierarchy. Okay, and I know this is a big, confusing sounding term, but follow me here for a second, it'll make sense to you. Visual hierarchy. So it turns out that when a human looks at something, their attention is usually drawn to some part of it first. And what is their attention usually drawn to first? The most interesting element. And what's the most interesting element? Well, it's usually the biggest element. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to create a hierarchy of elements so that when a person looks at our design, they look at the first thing that we want them to look at first, they look at the second thing that we want them to look at second, and they look at the third thing that we want them to look at third. Now, I recommend that your visual hierarchy have 2 or a maximum of 3 levels. Okay, 2 to 3 levels. Keep it very simple. So if you look at the text landing page, what you'll see is there's a red headline. So it's bold and red, and it's at the top. Okay, by far, it is the dominant visual element. So what does the eye do? It looks at that first. And there's even quote marks there which make it more interesting that draw the eye. If you look at the video landing page, you'll see that the video box is the dominant visual element. It's much bigger than everything else. So the dominant or the primary visual element, okay, it's the big one, and we put it at the top because people read from top to bottom, right? Reading gravity, eye gravity, that's how we're trained to read the news, etc. And you'll see that we're following that here. We got the big dominant element at the top, and then the smaller elements underneath. Now in the text version of the opt-in landing page, what you'll see is there's just bullets. Okay, so there's a little bit of copy, and then there's some bullets underneath it, and then there's the opt-in box. With the video landing page, there's another level because we've got the video, then we've got the headline underneath it, and then we've got the copy underneath it. So you'll notice in both designs we've got the big elements at the top, and then they get smaller as they go down. Why? Because we want the eye to be drawn to the element we want them to look at first. Now what I like about designs like this is that you can't screw them up. Okay, if you're a novice or you don't know how this layout works and you're coming to the website for the first time, you're automatically going to look at the top, at the biggest thing, and then you're going to come down, you're going to look at the next thing, and then you're going to come down and look at the next thing. So you're controlling the flow of the communication. You'll also notice that we're following the design principles that you've learned in your last sessions. Okay, so you can kind of compare this and get an idea of how I like to design things using these simple principles. And you'll see that both of these are, they're ultra simple. Okay, you could design opt-in pages that look like this using any HTML editor. Obviously on the video landing page, there are a couple of graphics that are a little bit fancier, but we use landing pages like this that don't have any fancy graphics, just video, and then there's a headline underneath, and then there's some copy and an opt-in box. They don't really matter that much, but hey, if you want to fancy it up a little bit, great. I recommend that you do that, but keep it super simple. Okay, super, super simple. If you're going to add the fancy graphics, make sure that they're very subtle and in the background. All right, so now let's talk about what you say on your opt-in page. So there are really two key elements here. The first one is your initial statement or promise, the thing that grabs attention, your headline, the opening statement in the video. And the second is the description of what the prospective customer is going to get or learn by opting in and coming inside. Okay, what's in it for them? Now, if we look back at these two formats, what you'll see is in the text version of the landing page, we've got a text headline or opening statement, and then a few bullets with copy describing what they're going to learn when they come inside, and then an opt-in box. And in the video, you're not going to watch the video here, but you can trust me on this one. The video does the work by having the opening promise of benefit, and then it's got a series of bullets of what you're going to learn when you come inside. So the video kind of replaces the headline and the bullets of the text landing page. We're having the video do the work. And you'll notice on the video landing page in this one, we're letting the headline and the copy just reinforce the idea of opting in. But the key to a successful opt-in page is communicating what the prospect is going to get right now by opting in. So we need to use all of the tools and all of the thinking techniques that we've learned so far and promise to solve a big emotional challenge, deliver a big result, ideally with some kind of a free report, a free video, or other educational content. Now, very importantly, we need to keep our landing page short. Okay, the opt-in page ideally should fit on one page. Okay, why do we do this? Because people are in a hurry. And if they have to think about it, read it, try to figure it out, scroll down, they're usually gone. Okay, we don't have time. And as you can see here, my favorite combinations are either short headline, a few bullets, and an opt-in box, or a video, headline, and a little bit of text and an opt-in. So let me give you a couple of tried and true formulas for headlines and opening statements. So you would use this as either a headline for your opt-in page or the opening statement in your video. And the tried and true formula, the best one, the one I probably use most often when writing copy and headlines, is to start with the words how to. How to. Many of the best-selling headlines in history started with the words how to, and you can't go wrong when you start with how to. It kind of puts some blinders on you and gets you into the groove and makes sure that what you say next, okay, is oriented toward getting a result. Okay, when you say how to, you have to finish that up with how to do something. And what you want to put after the words how to are get what you want or avoid what you don't want. Okay, so if we were teaching weight loss, we'd say how to lose weight, right? Or how to avoid gaining weight. Okay, very simple. We'd want to be more specific than that, but we would want to say how to, and then we'd talk about something very specific, how to get what you want or how to avoid what you don't want. If you're going to be making a video, you might start with an opening statement that says, you're about to learn how to, and then insert get what you want or avoid what you don't want. And this is where you can insert some of the copy, some of the ideas that you developed in your elevator pitch or your unique selling proposition as well. Okay, you can kind of put those in there as well. But start with that how-to formula because it's real sharp, it's really nice, and it keeps you focused in the right direction. Now, the next piece of the puzzle is to give a few benefit statements, promising specific benefits that the customer is going to learn when they opt in and they come inside. And what I like to use for this is bullets. Okay, these are statements of specific benefits and specific results that they're going to get or learn or be able to get or do when they come inside. So let's say, for example, that I was going to create an opt-in landing page and I needed to write copy. I needed to write a headline and a few bullets. Okay, so an example headline, I might write how to, and then I would put the benefit that I'm going to show them how to do when they come inside. So I might say, how to lose 10 pounds of fat in 30 days. If I was making a video landing page, the beginning of the video, I might start, it might come on and I might say, you're about to learn how to lose 10 pounds of fat in 30 days. Okay? Very simple, right to the point, promises a benefit, starts with how to. Okay? Great formula. I've used it many times. So then next, after the headline, after the opening statement, I need to give some bullets of additional benefits that I'm going to teach. Okay? So that might go like this. In the free report you're about to read when you come inside, you're going to learn the best substitute for sugar that actually tastes sweeter than sugar, that you can eat as much as you want without gaining weight. The best food to eat in the evening that actually burns fat as you sleep. What to eat for breakfast in the morning that not only fills you up, but also gets rid of sugar and junk food cravings all day. Okay, so there you go. So we've got a little headline, we've got some bullets. So then finally at the end, what we want to do is we want to get them to opt in. Okay, so we want to tell them specifically what they need to do to register, opt in, give us their email so they can come inside and get the free goodies that they want to learn about. So we would say, to come inside and read the free report and learn how to lose 10 pounds of fat in 30 days, just enter your name and email address here. And then you'd have name, email address, and then a button that maybe says free instant access, which I like. Seems to work very well for us. Others have tested it and gotten good results. Okay, excellent. So let's create the content of our opt-in landing page. Down below the video, you'll see there's an exercise. So go ahead and download that and print it out. You might want to print it out at 95%. Make sure you get it all on the page. So pause the video, print out the exercise, and come back when you've got it printed out and you're ready to do it. Great. Okay, so designing and creating an opt-in landing page. When building your online information business, it's important to optimize every interaction with a customer. The most important touch point to optimize is the first one. Start by creating an opt-in landing page that gives your prospective customer an incentive to subscribe to your email list. Offer to show the prospect how to solve their emotional challenge immediately, as soon as they come inside. You can do this with a video, a report, or even a sales piece, which we'll learn more about in future trainings, by the way. So let's start with your opening statement or your headline and use this format. How to, and then get what you want, avoid what you don't want. So you've learned now how to identify specific emotional hot button results, and you want to plug those in here. Next, your benefit-oriented bullets. So here we're going to summarize more specific results and benefits that they're going to get or learn when they come inside. So here we're going to summarize specific results and benefits that they're going to get or learn to get when they come inside. It's really more little headlines. So one specific result after another. And then finally, we're going to direct them to action and ask for the opt-in. So at the end, you want to say, enter your name and email, then click the free instant access button to learn how to, and then what it is. Or you can summarize all of your benefits however you'd like, but make sure that they're clear and they're very specific. Okay, good. So take what you've learned here and get to work creating a landing page. And in the next session, we're going to learn how to design a sales communication, a marketing message in the form of a sales letter or video, and it's all going to come together for you. So get to work creating your opt-in landing page, and I will see you in the next training.